Our first day at the field with this beauty, and we're going to take you with us. What's up everybody, you're watching Model Aviator and my name is Adam. Today in the hangar we have the Flightline F4U-1D Corsair. It's a 1.6 meter or 63-inch wingspan airplane, and you can get yours at Motion RC. If you're a Corsair fan and you don't already have one of these, you need one. This thing is absolutely awesome and we love it in every way pretty much. There are a lot of reviews out there already on this airplane because we're a little late to the game getting ours. So we thought we'd do something different, try to make it interesting. We're going to take you folks out for our very first day at the field with this airplane and show you our process for testing and setting up and kind of getting acquainted with a new airplane. I'll be narrating the whole way so that you understand what we're thinking and what we're doing. We'll take you through the maiden flight, some subsequent short setup flights, some takeoff and landing practice where I'm trying to better master scale takeoffs and landings, and then we'll end the flying footage with my very first attempt at a scale airshow flight with this thing. Something along the lines of what you might see at Oshkosh with a full-scale Corsair. And then finally, we'll end up back here in the shop where we'll show you one simple modification we did that makes assembly and disassembly a little bit easier, and we'll give you our full setup. It's a lot of footage. Hopefully you'll find it as entertaining and as informative as we hope that it is. So with that, let's get started. Here we go. So we're headed out for our maiden flight. I really love the way a maiden flight makes you feel, any kind of a test flight. Just a little bit different. At this point, I've been flying and doing this long enough. I don't really feel nervous or any kind of apprehension, but there is a heightened level of awareness and excitement. I knew there'd be a lot of P factor with that big propeller, so I got a little overzealous with the right rudder, but not a bad first takeoff. Immediately I'm feeling some pitch sensitivity, and now we're just gonna make a few passes to get the airplane trimmed. I always go in my transmitter and change the trim settings so that each click is a much smaller, more finite adjustment so that I can get a more exacting trim. I just found that really helps in making any airplane fly better. At this point I was a bit surprised at how pitch sensitive the plane was. I will say though, to be fair, I do use more throw than your average person. I typically have more elevator throw for things like being able to 3-point the airplane to make sure I can get it all the way to critical angle attack and get an actual stall, and to be able to taxi and take off and land more effectively in grass if I choose. So now that I've got it trimmed, we're going to do a stall test. And it brakes to the right. Nothing too violent. Pretty easy to recover. Just neutralize the controls and fly out of it. Putting the gear down now and putting the flaps down, get the airplane dirty. And we're going to do the same test in that configuration to make sure it brakes the same way. It should, but you never know. And it does. Brakes to the right again. Have to be a little more patient with the recovery dirty. I'm actually going to bring it in and make some radio changes and then take back off and continue the test, okay? Not my best landing, but considering it was the first, we'll take it. So now we're taking off for the second hop. I guess since this isn't technically the first flight, we can't call it part of a maiden. We'll just call it a additional setup flight. The adjustments I made were to remove a little bit of the elevator throw and change some expo settings. I'm just going to fly it around and feel things out. See how I feel about it. Right about now, you're about to hear a sound come in. That is our buddy Tim being a gentleman and putting a battery-powered fan in a chair and starting it up to keep the gnats from irritating my lovely wife, who is our camera girl and doing a great job, I might say. So sorry about that sound. It's a little annoying, but it definitely helped Heidi, made her feel better. So I'm just going to do my first kind of slow roll. Just kind of feeling things out still. Still feels a little pitch sensitive to me. The changes we made helped for sure, but it's not really near where I want it yet. I think this time, if memory serves, I just made another expo change. I did not change the throw at all. I also changed some settings with the ailerons and rudder as well. The main thing I'm trying to fix is the pitch sensitivity. So we made some more changes and we're going to give it another go, another test hop. One thing I definitely want to make sure that everybody understands is at this point, I already know I'm really going to love this airplane. It's a great flyer. I'm really picky with setup. I really try to make an airplane fly exactly the way I want it to, but I can tell we'll get this one there, and that it's a great plane. So now I'm seeing how it reacts to inverted flight, and I'm noticing that I don't need anywhere near as much down elevator as you normally do with a Warbird. In fact, it's not really neutral, but it was close, which is not where you want it. Or not where I want it, anyway. Just trying another maneuver, kind of see how that feels. Half Cuban. So I've pretty much committed to adding ballast, and we have enough with us to fill the 4 remaining ballast holes in the cowling. This airplane has a great place for ballast. They give you 2 extra weights. I actually had 2 more from another Flightline airplane, and we're going to put all 4 in there. That's going to add about 3 ounces of weight to the nose. So at this point in the day, it's time to do some takeoff and landing practice. We've made all the changes we're going to make to the setup on the first day. We want to get a little more time on it to make sure whether or not we're happy with the setup, or to see if there really needs to be any more changes made. We like to at least burn a pack or 2 through a newer airplane on the first day to get used to the plane's specific characteristics taking off and landing, and to maybe better recognize any tendencies that may repeat. We edited out the taxiing and the pattern work just to show you the important part of this flight, which was the takeoffs and the landings. Best one yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a little bit since we shot this footage, and as I narrate this, I notice a difference in the way I was landing the Corsair on our first day versus how I do it today. Now I hold a little power in throughout the flare and the wheel landing, and I hold the tail off longer and leave enough power in to extend the rollout and make it look more scale. I'm able to hold a better line, keep more control of the tail, and it just looks a lot more like a real Corsair when I do it that way. This was our last flight of the day, and it was my first attempt at a scale airshow flight with the Flightline Corsair. At this point in the day, the wind had really picked up, but this airplane handled it beautifully. What we were shooting for here is a combination of the more traditional choreographed aerobatic displays you see here in the States with warbirds, and some of the more random air combat maneuver looking displays you see in the UK. Can't say enough about how wonderfully this airplane flies, and I can't wait to get more acquainted with it, get a little more practice in. In the future we will be uploading an official scale airshow flight video with this airplane. But for now, we're just going to let you watch this first attempt, and we'll see you back in the hangar shortly with the airplane setup.
Can't make oil pressure if nothing's coming in.
All right, now that the flying is done, hope you enjoyed that. We're back here in the hangar and we're going to show you some footage of the mod that we made and tell you about that. And we'll give you our setup. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week. The change we made just made things a little simpler. These are the leads coming out of the wing that you are normally supposed to plug directly into the blue box. They're easy to plug in. My problem was when they're plugged into the blue box, I couldn't get my fingernails or figure out a way to unplug them from the blue box without pulling on the wires, and I was afraid I may mess the leads up doing that. So we got these extensions from Amazon, attached a male end on them, heat shrink it. We've got them color coded, one silver, one black, so that we plug it in the same way each time, and it makes pulling the lead off and plugging it in, you have enough leverage. It's just easy to do, much easier than messing with that blue box, and you just tuck them out of the way over the receiver and you're good to go. We put this footage in so you could see how we measured to get our control throws.